See that behind me? That's a W650 that's running really well. Now I thought I'd tell you about the last month. I've been servicing the bike in my time off and not everything has gone to plan. But rather than give you a blow-by-blow of a pretty boring process, I thought I'd tell you a few things that are particularly good about servicing the W650.
The air filter is really easy to swap out, unlike some bikes I've worked on. You just remove the side covers with 3 10mm bolts, remove the old one by hooking your finger in, and we're done. Just about every bolt to get to the valve train is 10mm. 10mm, 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 and we're there. And when you're in there, the valves are extraordinarily easy to access. The rocker arms just pull aside and you use a magnet to get the old ones out.
The more I play around with the W650, the more neat little touches I come across. Take the inside of the top cover of the engine. It's got a metal plate over some insulation to cut down on valve train noise. Really clever stuff. And as far as I can tell, it actually works quite well. So you'd assume everything should be easy. No.
I've found some components that are well and truly worn out. Spark plugs that just looked awful, little rubber O-rings that have perished, and brake pads with virtually no meat left on them. That's no big deal. I replaced them, I changed the pads, I put new shoes in the rear, and swapped out the grips and kickstarter rubber after warming them up in some boiling water. That's easy, even though I occasionally stuffed up.
I think I got the wrong plugs. It's got a bell in it though.
I stuffed up in other ways too. I dropped the oil months ago when I started the project and forgot to put the sump plug back in when filling it up with oil.
Ah, fuck.
Well done that, right?
But things got well and truly stupid when I attempted the simple task of removing the front sprocket.
All I had to do was tap back the washer and remove the nut. That didn't come out, so it was time for the rattle gun. That didn't work. Applied heat, lots of heat, rattle gun again. Check the internet, they say use a bigger breaker bar, more heat, out comes the breaker bar of death, and then the breaker bar of death and pestilence. Ask the internet again, keep going, have a quiet contemplative drink, more heat, more breaker bar, more heat, more breaker bar. Oh, and here's a handy hint from the internet. Rather than get a mate to hold down the rear brake to hold the sprocket in place, use a screwdriver through the chain.
Thank you, internet.
More heat, more breaker bar, more heat, more breaker bar, and give up!
It's done now. In the end, I had to go to a professional to get my nut off. I took it to a tyre shop, the guy there strapped it down, put a whole lot of weight behind the biggest breaker bar I've ever seen, and it came off.
So with that saga done, there is an issue. It needs a bit of throttle to start. On choke, it's all over the place.
It's a nice steady idle, isn't it?
And it farts in the right-hand cylinder at quarter throttle openings.
Yep, it's not ideal, but I think I know what the problem is. If you've got a suggestion though, let me know in the comments below, but I think I've got it. I could be wrong. No, with this I think I'm right. But let me know. Talk to me. I need friends.